Get your reactions ready. The live portion of the show will begin in just a moment. Today is Saturday, July 1st, and the New York Yankees were in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals and kick off their series after a rainout on Friday night. Pete Simonetti is here to recap the action with me. Our recaps, your reactions, coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
All right. So we had a little bit of a streaming issue, but we are now live on both YouTube and Twitter. So welcome back, everybody. Sorry for those of you who got kicked off the previous stream. Just a little bit of an error there from the software. Pete, you just got done calling 2 games. How's the voice doing?
Oh, man. There you go. The voice is phenomenal, man. I actually just called the game, game 2. I called with Mario and Kevin of the Bronx or Nothing podcast. It was great. It was fun. Much better than game 1, of course. And game 1 went really long. So I ended it when the first rain delay happened. I was like, yeah, no more. I'm done.
Yeah, I was surprised I was surprised they went forward with the game after the second delay. Like Donaldson came out to pitch, and it's like, come on, at this point, Booney, just forfait. You lose by less runs. Second game, the fireworks are going off, and the dogs were going nuts the whole time. So that was fun.
Yeah, it was. Game 2 was a good one, man. Game 2 was good. That's more of the Yankee baseball that we got to see. Man, I mean, we could make a whole show right now about IKF and Anthony Volpe. I mean, Volpe is hitting over 220, I think like 5 something over his last 6 games.
Yeah.
Anthony Volpe's on fire. And man, look, hey, it's what we said before, right? It's the approach. What is he doing now, Derek? He's going to right field.
Going to right field.
Because he could touch the ball out there now. There you go.
Let me just summarize game 1 for everybody who missed it, might be joining the podcast the next day. Severino was terrible. Paul Goldschmidt got him for a 3-run home run. Couldn't put guys away. Couldn't snap off the slider. Long rain delay. Josh Donaldson pitched, so you know it didn't go well. Volpe, though, did have 2 hits. That was his 4th consecutive game with 2 hits. Cabrera had 3 hits. Bowers hit a 2-run home run. But other than that, everything was terrible. Any other takeaways from game 1? You want to talk about Severino at all?
Yeah, please. Let's definitely chat about Sevy right now. Right now, you got to be pushing that panic button with Severino. There's obviously something wrong. I don't know if it's Look, here's why I can say this. We're told he's healthy, and he absolutely sucks. Yeah. And it's not like he's just a little bad. Sevy's given up what now? 10 home runs in 40 innings?
His ERA is 6.30. That's not Severino. I'm sorry.
No, it's not Luis. It's not a power-dominating pitcher that we're used to. That's who he is. There's got to be something wrong with Severino. Something is off. I don't know if it's an injury, but let me tell you something. The way it's going right now, Yankees can't depend on this guy going down the line. Right. No way.
He's pitching himself maybe into a trade. I mean, you have to look at it this way. Rodon's coming back. He's been absolutely lights out in his rehab.
Yes.
I mean, he's dominating minor leaguers, but you look at the stuff, like this slider today was snapping off. Yeah. Herman obviously just threw a perfect game. He's been pitching well outside of those 2 games in a row that he stunk. And then Clark Schmidt, I mean, he doesn't get you through the 6th inning, but he'll give you 5 pretty good innings now.
He's become a very solid number 5.
Yes, Severino might be the guy that you trade and maybe get a bat. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you can, if somebody's willing to say, hey, he's a free agent coming up, let's do a swap. I'm okay with that. We'll give him in a new city, see how he pitches here. Maybe we could re-sign him. Maybe it's a club that wants to kind of audition for him and see what he does. But that got to be on the table right now because, unless the Yankees really feel like, well, maybe it's a mechanical thing, I don't think it is. I think there's just something off with Severino in general. And it sucks to kind of be like, would a guy hide an injury? But it's like, yeah, he's already done it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess you could kind of go with that route if you want. But at the end of the day, we're told he's healthy and he's just really, really bad right now.
I think he's out there and he's pitching because he knows if he tells the Yankees that he's got anything wrong, that he's going to get shut down for, their protocols weeks and weeks and weeks. And he feels like he heals quicker. So maybe if something is bothering him, he's trying to pitch through it. The other thought is that, he's trying to get paid. He's got a, contract coming up. He wants every opportunity to turn things around. But I think he's making things worse. He's making his case worse. Who's going to sign him with a 6.3 ERA
Nobody.
with the numbers he wants?
I mean, yeah, he's, you almost got to be scared to even give him a qualifying offer at this point because he might accept it. And I hate saying that, but, $19 million for 1 year of Sevy, with the way he's looked, that's definitely a bit concerning.
Kelly says trade Sevy and Torres for Nootbaar. I'll tell you what, I like Nootbaar. He's a good player.
Yeah, I like Lars Nootbaar a lot. That ball here today was an absolute cock rocket to center field. I mean, that thing was 109 miles an hour. It's like Bader was looking up like, how the frig did that happen? He was looking
around. They're going to have to dig it out of the grassy knoll up there.
Yeah, facts. No doubt about it. And, I mean, I don't know if, look, I hate talking about, like, what trades will look like. I don't know. I'm not in the front office. If Nootbaar is the guy that's out there, the Yankees should certainly be interested, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd be available. I mean, but he's exactly the type of player you need. He gets on base.
Oh, yeah.
You saw the hustle double, so he plays hard. Yeah. And that ball, I mean, that was a rocket. So game two, we're going to get into Volpe, but I want to give a shout out to Mr. Michael King, who absolutely saved our bacon today. Was it 3 1/3 scoreless innings tonight that he threw? That was dirty. That was just some dirty stuff. Thoughts on Mike King?
He just got better too. I mean, Mike King's that guy that he did his role, what his role really needs to be. He's the guy that put out the fire. The game was close. Mike King came in, shut the door down for a few innings, and that's what they need him to do. And, looking at that overall Yankees pen, King got filthy stuff. King could be in any moment. He got ice in his veins. No moment is too big for him. And then you had a guy like, again, Tommy Kahnle, who has just looked stupid good. I mean, stupid good. Clay Holmes has been one of the best relief pitchers over the last month and a half in baseball. So the Yankees pitching again has just been great. And they got to figure out that offense eventually. And hopefully this month is a big month, right? We got July here. You got the All-Star break coming up. Trade conversation is going to start happening. Who's going to sell? Who's going to become available? And the Yankees, I think, really this year got to go full George Steinbrenner. You can't sit back and go, let me get a decent name. If there's a big name available, you got to try to get him.
Yeah, if they're going to try and do that. I mean, I can't see Cashman doing that. He's just not that type of guy.
That's my concern. Yeah, that's my concern. I don't see it either. There's as everybody already knows, I am a huge Soto guy. I'd give up whatever they want for him almost. Seriously, I love that guy. I think he's a big missing piece for this club.
We talked about that though. But I don't think he fixes everything, though. I mean, I don't
think he fixes everything. I don't think he fixes everything either. I don't think it's an ultimate overall. But the way Volpe's hitting now, if you can ever have a Volpe, Soto, Judge, and Judge is back healthy, that on-base percentage is desperately needed on this club. They don't have guys like that that'll take a walk for a Judge. But then again, if the Yankees got him, they probably bat him behind Judge, which is like not what I would want to see.
So we got to talk Volpe now. Chat's filling up. Everybody wants to hear about Volpe. Another multi-hit game. He's up to 220 now. He's only 8 points behind DJ LeMahieu. I don't know if that says, what that says about LeMahieu right now, the way he's been hitting. He's hitting 373 since the world-renowned batting coach, Double-A catcher Austin Wells fixed his stance. Had an RBI triple today that probably would have been a home run at Yankee Stadium. He's using the opposite field very, very well. He looks like the spring training, Anthony Volpe, to me. And all year, we've been saying this. Give it till July. Talk to us in July. Ask us how he's doing in July. Well, guess what, Pete? It's July. What are your thoughts? He's third on the team in WAR. I think he's there. I think he's back.
He is looking like the guy that everybody wanted him to be. And, if you remember me saying a lot, my expectation was a 240 average. That's possible now.
Yeah.
That is actually really possible now. I said it the other day.
2 more hot weeks.
That's what I'm saying. That's 2 hot weeks and he's batting 240. So he has really put it together. And you're right. We both said it. We said, look, we're not ready yet. Give it till July and we'll see where he is. Then we got a better understanding of where he is. Because everybody's going to get a little hot. But then the change was made. And we seen 2 hits to right field immediately. And now he's doing what he did in the minor leagues. And I even got to shout out a guy in my chat, Rick. Rick been saying, hey, I followed Volpe his whole career. Towards the end of June and in July has always been his best months. Yeah. And that's what he's starting to do now. And yes, there was the change in his stance. And I do think it's made a big deal for him being able to go to right field. And we're just seeing what type of player he has the potential of being. So enjoy it now. And let's just hope it continues.
Donaldson 0 for 4, hitting 136. I'd like to point out that Peraza is back and hit another home run today.
That's right.
If you were the GM, like how much longer do you give Josh down? I mean, if you were the GM, he'd have been gone 6 months ago. But if you were the GM starting tomorrow, like how long a leash do you give him?
I would play him every day into the All-Star break, and that's it.
Which is what
you got
a week.
A week. You got multiple. Look, Derek, I mean, and this is what I had my back and forth Eric Kratz on. And Kratz did say that, he would get rid of him now, but the Yankees won't. And I said, look, what are you talking about? 100 more at-bats. The guy's 500 plus at-bats with the Yankees. He's done. I mean, I don't know what you're waiting for, with or expecting. Peraza, and that's, again, like you said, right? If they did get a Soto, it's not enough. Well, then maybe Peraza adds to whoever they get. Whether it's not a Soto, maybe it's a Bell, I don't care, whoever it is. But it adds to the offense. And the offense really does need a facelift. The offense needs a facelift. It hasn't worked. They got to figure it out. And if Volpe's that guy that we're seeing now, put Peraza at third base, keep Gleyber Torres until the offseason, restructure whatever you want then. But do me a favor, guys. Get Carlos back and go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
What are your thoughts on re-signing IKF? I'm really liking what I'm seeing from him lately. But the thing is, he's probably going to want to raise. He's not going to come back at $6 million. I mean, do you go $8 million for a utility guy? $9 million? I don't know.
It's tough. It would be a lot easier of a conversation if Oswaldo Cabrera was playing much better, and then you could kind of say, well, you got the cheaper replacement, right? And he could do all that stuff. But hey, IKF is working himself into a position where there's going to be a lot of teams out there that are going to say, hey, I'll use this guy as a utility player.
Yeah.
And even me, Mario, and Kevin were talking about it there at the end, and we just said, this guy has went from being a target because of the Yankees, in my opinion, because the position they put him in wasn't the right one. He's playing the role he should be in now, and he's been I think he's hitting above 250 now.
Yeah, let's see. What is he? He's hitting 260, so he was 3 for 3.
260, man.
And a walk. 693 OPS. He's got a higher OPS than Donaldson. He's got a higher OPS than Torres. No, not than Torres, than LeMahieu. He's got a higher OPS than Giancarlo Stanton. Let me repeat that for those of you who are listening, and do not change your station. There's nothing wrong. You don't need to adjust your YouTube. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has a higher OPS than Giancarlo Stanton. Oh! Unreal. And the safety squeeze was pretty cool, using the speed. The Yankees don't do that a lot. That was fun.
I don't know about anybody else. I'm such a baseball guy. That was the highlight of the night.
Yeah, that was fun. I'd rather see that than a solo home run any day.
The only problem is, Derek, for some reason, after the play happened, I said the squeeze, they got it. Then I called it the sack squeeze, and that sounded really bad.
No, it's the safety squeeze. So it was
a safety squeeze. Yeah, I called it the sack squeeze, and I'm like, that sounds really painful.
Well, I mean, that's why you're sponsored by Manscaped, so you don't have to squeeze your sack when you're manscaping. It's got a nice, gentle twin razor blade.
I should have went right into the spiel on that one, right? But that was the best play. That was a great. I love that. That to me is baseball, man. That's baseball.
Final question before we get to the box score, and I got to read my ad. Let's say that you're in Game 7 of the World Series. I just want to talk bullpen for a second. You get 8 innings out of Garrett Cole, but he's at 135. You can't send him back out there. Let's say, just to make things even, you got 3 decent switch hitters coming up. So righty-lefty doesn't matter. Everybody's available except for Garrett Cole. Who are you closing out a 1-run game to win the World Series?
Oh, my God, man. That is so tough. Whew. I'll tell you what. At this moment right now, I'm going Tommy Kahnle.
That is exactly what I would have said.
I'm going Tommy Kahnle.
We're going to take a look at the box score here. Hopefully, if I can get get it up. So while I work on there we go. Let me tell you about Game Time, who is the sponsor of this episode. Pete, Game Time is an awesome app. Have you used Game Time before?
I have not, no.
Let me tell you about it. It's an app where you can get last-minute tickets to any kind of event in your area, whether it's sports, whether it's like you want to go to a comedy show, you want to take your wife to see the opera, you can use Game Time You can go to their website, gametime.co, or you can use the app. I use the app. I've used it a few times now. It's great. It's the world's fastest growing app for last-minute ticket deals. And if you use the code NYYRecaps, you can save $20 off your first purchase. Lowest price on last-minute tickets guaranteed. And great news, you guys have done such a great job supporting their app that they just reached out to me. They want to sponsor every episode for the rest of the season.
Hey.
So shout out to these guys. Keeping the lights on.
Let's go.
Keeping the fucking lights on. Game time.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just going to ignore the box score from the first game, and we're just going to pretend it didn't happen. We're just going to blank that out like...
That's like what Aaron Boone is doing right now. Don't worry about that.
That's okay. We're going to blank that out. So we got DJ with 1 hit, Torres with 1 hit, Stanton with 1 hit. Really, the only guys with multiple hits were IKF and Volpe.
Let's say the bottom of the order, yeah.
Yeah, bottom of the order came through tonight. Let's look at the batting averages, though. I mean, I still am a huge... I know that a lot of people, like the nerds that we hate so much, like the JV nerds who never played baseball, who just like want to ruin baseball, are saying batting average does not matter, and they can eat just the finest bag of dicks because it totally 100%. Matters. And, I mean, if you just look at the correlation between the Yankees' offense the last several years and their batting averages, it's obvious that it matters. So, 228, 248, 200, 254, 267, 262, 136, 260, 220, 213. I mean, you really need to mix in some 285s in there, like at least.
No doubt. I mean, you need to mix in that and on-base percentage. I mean, they also don't have great on-base percentages around the board in this team. And look, that we always talk about this. That is what made the Yankees World Series teams, including 09. Forget just the dynasty, 09. It was about balance. It was about on-base percentage. It was about batting average. They had the guys that did that. Hell, you don't need everybody, but you do need the guys that can hit above, the 275s, 270s. You can't have a bunch of 229 guys, 210, 215s. Can't have that in the lineup. And batting average does matter. It's no different than many other stats. It tells a part of the story. That's why I always think it's the oddest thing in the world. People go, oh, it just has no correlation at all. Yes, it does. It's a big part of a player's game. And look, I'll leave it like this. Aaron Judge said it. Batting average is king. There you go.
Right. I mean, when you're walking up to the plate, nobody wants to see like 226 or 229. Yeah. You want to see like 316, 320. Like you want to see.
Damn right.
It makes you feel good. Yogi Berra used to say half this game is 90% metal or whatever it is. You can tell it with Anthony Volpe, right? Now that he's getting hits and like you see in the average climbing, he just has a different like spring in his step, a different swagger. I feel like just getting more hits, like picking up guys who actually get hits. I don't care how hard your outs are, how unlucky you. Gary Sanchez was like the unluckiest hitter ever, right? But turns out like he was unlucky everywhere, right? It's just
exactly.
The defense figures out how to position you, and you can't hit out of it. You need guys who spray the ball all over the place. Absolutely.
Of course, it's key, man. It is key. And again, I'm gonna, Derek, as long as you have me on before the trade deadline, I'm gonna keep rooting that the Padres lose because I know Mr. Soto himself will make a difference on this club, and I'm giving everybody for him. Damn it.
I mean, it'd be interesting if that happens. I mean, would I love to see Juan Soto? Sure. But I think there might be a trade out there that's more aligned with like the Nomar trade from 2003, where the Red Sox dealt Nomar, who was their star guy, and they dealt a couple other guys. They got like a new shortstop, a new first baseman. They got like a bullpen guy. I think they got Dave Roberts maybe. Like they got 4 or 5 pieces. I feel like that's what the Yankees tried to do last year, but they all got hurt, right? Montas was hurt. Frickin' Ellsbury got hurt. Efros got hurt. I feel like they need to do the same type of thing and just find different guys who aren't hurt.
And on top of that too, like the craziest thing, and I think maybe it's a crazy thing, or maybe it's just a position that is a good position to be in. And I kind of want to say it is a good position to be in because you do know your pitching is pretty well off. I think everybody would admit that about the Yankees. They got good pitching all around. They got Carlos coming back. We'll see how he does against. I think he's on a lineup against the Cubs now, is what it's looking like. But if you're Brian Cashman, I mean, you're heading into this thing going, hey, look, you know what? A lot of the offense guys are on the table. We got to change some things up. Yeah. Figure out what the budget really is. Figure out if we got to give up a little more. And look, if you do got to give up a little more, good thing is for the Yankees is they have it. They have it to give. So This is going to be a very interesting deadline because the Yankees have pitching, and we all see that and we know it. And all they got to do is figure out maybe 2 good bats and a call-up potentially. Whatever it's going to be to kind of get that thing really going and make a facelift. Yeah. They just need a facelift, and that is it.
Let me ask you this. So there's like a certain confidence that comes with having like a veteran catcher, but would you trade that for like an offensive, like somebody like Rortvedt, who's, honestly a better offensive player than anything we've got right now at the catching position? Maybe not as experienced behind the plate, but a decent catcher. Would you consider making that swap of Rortvedt for 100%. Trevino?
Man, we talked about this a couple of times. I feel like even if I don't do it for Trevino, I do it for Higgy, who's going to be a free agent. That righty-lefty platoon to me is genius.
Yeah, that would work. That would work.
You got a guy like Rortvedt maybe batting 9th in the lineup or 8th as a power lefty potentially. I mean, why not?
So if I say I'm going to call up Peraza to play third base, I'm going to DFA Donaldson, and then I'm going to use whatever I have left in the farm, whether it's Dominguez and Arias and Beater and 3 other guys to get Soto. Is that enough, you think?
Yes. Think about the changes there that you just said.
Yeah.
So now you got a lefty catcher who actually has pop and you believe he can hit. And if we're going to base it off anything, based off what he's doing in AAA, which I think he homered again today, or he had a double or something. He's batting 304 now in AAA. Wow. So let's base it a little bit off that. We believe that that's going to be an offensive upgrade. Obviously, Peraza, I just feel like is going to be an offensive upgrade over Don. I mean, you can't.
He's not going to hit 136. There's no fucking way he's hitting 136.
And then, man, you look at that overall balance of now you've added 2 lefties, more speed. Where do you go wrong here? Right. I mean, if Brian Cashman did, I'll put it like this. If Brian Cashman did that and all of those guys suck, I wouldn't be mad at Brian Cashman.
That's fair. Last year I feel like Cashman did a lot of things that I would have done. We just had bad luck with the injuries. I mean, we just got screwed.
I said it. I said, look, I think he had to trade for Montas.
Yeah.
I said it when it happened. I was like, you got to get one of these 2. They're obviously not going to get Castillo because we knew that they were asking for Volpe and they weren't going to do that. And maybe they gave up a little bit of too much pitching potentially for Montas. But look, it's a deal that should have been made. I kept bringing it up when they got him. I was like, guys, look, don't expect the same player because that Coliseum, that's a different place to pitch it. It's not Yankee Stadium. I expected him to be a little worse.
I worried about the shoulder injury just because I've had shoulder injuries and just coming back from it. It's just such a pain and it's such a slow process. But hey, didn't work out. Nothing you can do about it now. Let's just hope that this year's deals go better. You ready to dance it off? I'm not going to vaporize you like the sub there.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to be the Titanic.
Game over.
Oh! Yeah, you're on. All right, we got you. I gave it a buzz, man.
You gotta go.
I don't know how do I have energy? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know how you call a full game every day, man. I struggle with 20. Like, how am I going to put 20 minutes of words together a day? I don't know how you do it. Disgruntled YouTuber says, I don't know if they're a Juan Soto away. I kind of agree, but if you make the other changes, like if they're willing to get Peraza, if they're willing to bring up Rortvedt, like really acknowledge what this team is. We've had half a season. Acknowledge that you've got no offense coming from catcher or third base and do something about it. Then maybe Juan Soto does finish things off.
Damn right. That's what I think, man. I really hope they go out there and make a major splash because 1, the fan base deserves it. 2, the Yankees, it's as clear as day what they need. It's as clear as day.
Richie Rugg says, when is Rodon going to pitch? I think it's 5 days from now. He pitched today, so we'll see him on this next homestand against the Cubbies.
Yep. Good old
Cubbies. Any final words?
No, man, look, Yankees split today. They got Cole on the mound tomorrow. Hopefully he dominates. And look, we're right before the All-Star break. Finish. Hopefully we could get to at least 10 above 500 before that and finish right there and look forward to trade speculation time, folks. It is a fun time of the season. We'll see what the Yankees do.
Good time to be a content creator. We will see ya on the flip side. Ball game over.
most impressive.